You see where this is going? We can run these runs one after the next for multiple websites. I can make copies of MOWG Auto Run. Make copies, paste them in with new names, and adjust which CSV file it works with. Okay, so if I made a copy of this thing to work with a different CSV file, then I need a copy of this that also runs that different CSV file with whatever profile I want it to work with whatever sleep timer interval I want it to have. Okay, it's going to be all the same information, just the new files. So then what does this do? Then it's going to, okay, when those things run, they're going to update those CSV files in here anyway and create all the profiles and generations. And then this will, after that, it's going to move these, whatever they are, and I could have many copies of this line to move all of them. It'll move them into the system folder. That's that one. They all get moved in there. Why do they have to get moved in there? This is where the unique underscore version of the CSV file is too. So just a mental note. If you create more than one profile with different connections, then you're going to want to open it once and hit refresh var or something so it generates the unique version of that CSV file for itself. This uses the CSV file to create its own bridge file that we don't need to touch. Okay, that's the one that starts with the word unique. And every time you put new CSV files in here and you use new profiles or whatever, even the same one, when you attach it to the new CSV file, it will create its own unique. Now, because of these extra CSV files, I wanted this stuff hidden out of the way. But they have to be in the same folder for this thing to work. So that's why when it's done, it's going to move it into here so it matches the right unique CSV file for itself for those profiles to just run them right in here. Okay, that's the idea. All right, once it's done with that, what's it doing? It's going to move. Now, okay, when it does all this stuff, that's going to create all of the profiles and stuff into an output folder. But then we don't want it to do the next run for another one and put that information in here too, or some of those files could overwrite. So we want to move the information from the first run out of here into a new folder, and that's what I did. I created a new folder called output domain 1, and I haven't moved the content from output, move every kind of file in there, move it all into output domain 1. That way this is empty now for the next run it will do later when it runs the new MOWG auto runs for the next profile and batch files. And then it will move those into your output domain 2 folder that you'll create. Okay? Because you're going to put that line of command right in here. So you just copy this and paste it right underneath and have it go to output domain 2 now. That kind of thing. Or after the runs anyway. That's the idea. And I'll explain more of this stuff later. I'll come out with a better version that's already done and show, or a version that's multiple run capable, so you can see it and you can adjust it to suit. So if you have 5 domains or 5 hosting accounts and you just want to start with a basis that's already set up for something that large, I'll have it for you. I'll just put it out there and it'll already work. Okay. And then what'll it do? It moves the PFL files where they need to go, and then it sleeps for 3 seconds just to take a breath, say. And then it's going to run the 5 batch files, the 1.bat, 2.bat, 3.bat, 4.bat, 5.bat. So since they each have their own sleep timer, this one will start right away. This one will start 20 seconds later, 40 seconds later. But I also threw a last fine tune in here. It starts the first batch file, but then it sleeps for 5 seconds before it starts this one. And of course, when it starts this one, it's going to sleep for 20 seconds more before it runs. So it's really 25 seconds before this one actually runs. And then while that's all going on, it's going to sleep for 5 more seconds before this one starts, and then it's going to sleep. Okay? So this happens real quick. This runs, this sleeps for 5 seconds, starts this, sleeps for 5 seconds, starts that, sleeps for 5, starts that. So you see all those command prompt windows show up 5 seconds behind each other. But then when they show up, they're each going to say the first thing they say: sleep 20, sleep 40, sleep 60, sleep 80, that kind of thing. Okay? Whatever it is that you had for that interval, right in the MOWG autorun.vbs when you edit it and you change the sleep time variable to that interval you want: 20, 40, 60, 80, or 30, 60, 90, 120, or 40, 80, 120, 160, whatever's comfortable for you. Okay? All right. So anyway, yeah, I mean, as much chat as there is about how this works, ultimately it's simple. Step one: decide if your next run's geo-targeted or not. So open it, whichever one. Step two: hit step two. Fill it out with the information. You can hand type it in just as you think it up. Submit it and close it. Step three: hit that. You're done. That's it. And it'll go on whatever website you have set up on your profile. Okay, and it'll do all the runs, and you can see all the pages and everything else. Then you can submit the pages to Google Webmasters if you want to submit one of them. If you want to start off nice and easy, don't submit all 10 of your sitemaps. Submit just one of them. Say, wait for Google to index those pages first, and when it does, then submit another one. In the meantime, keep producing more projects and things like that, and getting more stuff going so you can start to get these pages to index and rank, get traffic, and then you can do whatever you want with them. If it's for you, then you can make sales. If it's for clients, then they make sales. If it's for selling the websites to people, get it ranking, get some kind of traffic curve, some kind of ranking data or whatever, or just get the pages to index and say, hey, I just created the job. I haven't put a lot of time or effort into it. The pages are new. They haven't had a lot of time to rank yet. But the first one who wants this website for $5,000 gets it. The rest of you guys, so sorry. I won't work with competitors in the same geo-targeted area selling the same thing. If you have something else you would like me to do, get a hold of me and we'll do that other thing. And so you can easily do that. People say, how far can you take it? Well, let's say you were doing it for roofing contractors. You can do different projects for different geo targets, and you can start with any one state, and each state has like a northwest, a northeast, a southwest, and a southeast. And so go on Google and look up cities near and choose a major city wherever it is. A list of cities near Houston. Okay, those of you who haven't ever heard of this before, you can do this. Cities within 15 miles or something. Copy this, paste it to Notepad, get rid of the formatting, and paste it into a text file. I mean, these are it, right? That's kind of like the idea. I mean, this is not hard to understand, really. It's just a matter of doing it, right? And so you can take this thing, and there you have it. You can even paste it in this ugly, and it will work right into here. Boom. And that's actually good enough as long as something was on the first line. If it's like this, get rid of the first line, first blank, right? Fill in the rest and hit submit. Okay? Really, that's a run for that area of Texas. Now I'm going to find some other city in Texas that's far, far away. Maybe Austin. All right, good. List of cities near Austin, Texas. I'm going to go get that list of cities, whatever. And I might just decide what I want to do, like these right here, and then I'll just copy, paste, whatever, get this together and paste that in for my next run. There. Now, as these roofing contractor websites are starting to index and rank, I'm going to start contacting the roofing contractors in those areas. All right. Since each project I did used a different redirect.html page, then I've got redirect.html pages for all those areas. This one could be called roofers-NW Texas. Another one could be roofers-NE Texas. Another one, roofers-SW Texas, or whatever it is you want to do. Texas is so big, you could even divide it further. You could divide it by municipality or county and get the cities that way, and then just give these appropriate names for your redirects. And that way, when a guy pays for the run, or pays for the whatever the website or that part of your website. Really, he's renting it from you for a year or whatever, or 2 years, whatever. And you can just simply change the one file online or change it here, the one you did, and then you can use either MOWG Pro or FTP to upload it. Just to upload that piece. Again, remember that functionality is still the same. Okay, you could go to FTP, check the box to upload a single file, browse to it, grab that redirect file, and upload it into your website slash redirect dash v5 dash or related dash v5 dash files now, because that's where you want that one HTML file to go into the online related v5 files folder. Okay, and just hit upload and it'll put it up. That overwrites the old one. Now, that's all the work you did. You just created the website first, make it look pretty, offer it to some guys, and the first one to buy it, just change the redirect file so it points to him. And for those of you thinking further, you don't even need to do that. Your conversion action does not need to be a destination link at all. The purpose of the page could simply be to pitch with your standard industry image, whatever standard industry image you use for roofing contractors in general. And it could have their phone number in a call up here, and it could have their email address, click to contact us, or a form that you pasted in or that they did, and where you asked them, what is your phone number, what is your email address, and you're having those be the VARs on your version. And this doesn't have to click anywhere. It just suggests to them either call or click to send us an information. And yet you have all these pages that do that for them, going after all the keyword combinations together in their area. Okay, and that can be the conversion action. There are people that do that, people in all kinds of industries, insurance, whatever. They build these pages not necessarily to get clicked through, but for the purpose of having their phone number and or their email address or a contact us form, so that you just contact them right off this page without ever leaving it. Okay, so it's just up to you what you want to do and do anything you want. But there you go. There's the UAP-V5. Solid, good breakdown. We'll do more with it later, especially talking about how to make multiple websites work off of the single step 3 file. Some of you guys will already figure out how to do it because you can whoops, didn't mean to print. You can understand, you understand enough about batch file commands that this stuff makes sense to you. Anyone who doesn't, just go look it up. You know, batch file commands for dummies, whatever. And you'll understand what this means, why it's happening. It'll dawn on you what you're doing, and then we move the images, then we run the menu generator, then run this, then move that, and so on. And once you understand that, you'll understand where you put in the duplicate information and everything else you need to get this thing to cycle through all your work for all your websites on one single click of a button. And again, I will put that up soon. It'll be, I don't know what I'll call it, maybe V6 multi-site or V5 all multi-site, but there's already 2 parts to V5, so I'm sure I'll just call it like V5 multi-site. You know, something like that. And that way you can study and make your stuff work for multiple websites. You'll know how to scale it up. And it'll have the simple steps. Copy the first line, paste it, give it this new name, do this, do that, do this, do that. You're done. And do it as many times as you have new websites, you know, to work with. All right, guys. There you go. I hope you really enjoy this new V5 version that's out. Just make sure to download the latest stuff. Like I said, if you downloaded yours a couple of days ago, it's already outdated. Go download the latest version of this and install it. Download the latest version of this and install it. And then all that stuff is going to work that I just showed you. Okay? And these are literally less than 5-minute runs. Whether you're doing them for yourself or other guys fill the forms out and then send you the CSV file in their own image and you do it for them. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. And there you go. Have a good night.